Hi folks, welcome to another edition of Propaganda Busters. Today we're going to discuss an event that happened with a United States sailor in Japan. This gentleman, Phillip Simmons, was on a railroad station in Japan on his way to his job on the United States ship, the USS Kitty Hawk, when a Japanese gentleman was stricken with a seizure and fell into the railroad tracks. Seaman Phillip Simmons, was seeing that, rushed to the gentleman's aid. He jumped onto the tracks. Let me show you these tracks, what they look like. This is not the exact station, but it's the same railroad line. United States sailor Phillip Seaman saw this gentleman fall into the tracks, and he rushed there onto the tracks to lift this gentleman up to the waiting crowd of Japanese citizens with their outstretched arms to pull the elderly gentleman onto the platform. As they were doing this, the train comes barreling down the tracks, and they then managed to grab a hold of Seaman Phillip Simmons, and then they pulled him to safety, narrowly missing getting squished by that train you just saw. Well, a similar train just like that. Now, if you live in these here United States of America, you have absolutely no idea about this story unless you live in his hometown of Morse Park, Mississippi. But the rest of the news media in this country ignored it. I did a Google search on this gentleman in the Google News section, and only one story came up, and it was in the news media of Stars and Stripes, which is the American military's news media. I mean, it did come up in the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, the Los Angeles Times, the Washington Compost, the Dallas Morning News. None of those news organizations reported on it because it wasn't a story about an American military person doing something that they perceived to be wrong, such as what happens in Guantanamo or that hazing in Abu Ghraib. Stuff like that, they report continuously. But let a serviceman do something heroic and they're muted on the subject, which is rather very telling of the American news media. And to you idiots in the American news media, did you ever think about this? The population of these here United States is increasing, going up. Your subscriptions to your newspapers is going down. Your viewership to your news stations is going down also. That's because we're fed up with you. We know you're biased. We know your lies. We know you, and we don't like what we know. Yeah! I didn't happen to come across this story in the American news media. The story was sent to me by a gentleman and a good friend in Japan. His YouTube ID being Isodama, or his name being Sugiura Kenjai. And I'm sorry if I butchered your name. I'm not too good at pronouncing Japanese names. Please forgive me. Hi, folks. Enjoy. May God bless you. May God bless America. And may God bless the nation you happen to be in. See ya. And once again, do not trust the American news media. Yeah. See ya, folks.